Okay, so we'll do 40, 50 type minute.
Okay. Yeah.
Thing, and if you just feel like you just need a break, or you want to go to the toilet or whatever, just to say.
Yeah.
So he gave me a bit of a brief
Yeah.
on this, but rather than me translate what he said, I think for me it's really useful if I ask you, has there been any one sort of thing or feeling or set of thoughts that you think have lasted a long time that you just wonder why they won't go away?
Yeah, that's like all the time, I think. I get these like hookups and...
Like caught up on?
Yeah, and it feels like I have like this... To translate from... directly translate from Swedish, it's like a trap in my head where they like, you know, there's like a cycle and just... I can't come out of the circle.
Like a loop?
Yeah,
like
the
getting
loop,
caught up in a loop?
Yeah.
Okay. When you say it's a trap, do you mean a trap in the sense that once it opens up, you won't be able to get out of the loop?
Yeah, exactly.
Like you'll find yourself thinking about it a lot?
Yeah, all the time. It's like, can't think of anything else, and it's like, it just gets in my head, and it's super hard to get out of.
Like a song, like if you were singing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would that happen every day?
Not every day. I feel like I have good and bad days.
Based on whether it's on?
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. And for some time, the good days last for like weeks or maybe like a couple of days, and then something comes up in my head where the loop just takes away all joy in life.
Wow,
really.
Is that really what, I mean, that's really strong way of putting it. Is that what it really feels like?
Yeah, it really does.
Once the loop starts, all the fun
can't think of anything else, and I feel like when I'm alone with myself and with my own head, it's like barely can't take it. I need to distract myself with something.
Because it's so heavy, suffocating, demands your attention, and just like really has its hands on your throat. Okay.
Yeah.
And on a, excuse me, on a good day, can it just come and go, or would a good day mean it's probably not there?
A good day is, a good day is a day where I have distracted myself enough to not think about the things that, makes me go in a loop.
Okay, so the loop could be there, but it's not got the same type hold on you.
No, exactly.
Okay, okay. So you must be very familiar with the things that are inside the loop.
Yeah,
I'm guessing that it's the same old song.
Yeah, exactly. Something, I get a thought in my head, and then it just evolves, thinking about maybe if I do that, it just builds up in my head.
Okay, but always has roughly the same pattern.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so if the record, we had to summarize the record, would we say it's always about you?
Yeah, mostly, yeah.
And is it always about what you appear to have done wrong, what you might do wrong?
Yes.
Got something to do with being wrong?
Yeah.
Past tense or future? Sorry.
Mostly past.
Okay.
Yeah. And a lot of, death anxiety, for, I could wake up in the middle of the night just shaking because I'm so afraid of dying. Really. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one of my
loops.
Yeah.
Okay. So it does look like there are different loops, but they all follow a very similar thing.
Yeah, follow the same pattern.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah.
Okay. So let's just look at one of them, just so I can get a sense of it. And we just look at sort of death loop. So the death loop is tells you that you might die, you're going to die, worries that you're going to die.
No, it's just the thought of not existing anymore.
Okay.
Nothing I can do anything about really, but it's...
So it's the nothingness bit. It's not the death bit. It's
No,
about
no,
the not existing bit.
I'm not afraid of the actual moment
Right.
of dying.
Yeah. Okay. You just get afraid of that sense of being nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And so could you just tell me what if I had a microphone on the loop, like,
Yeah.
what would your mind say to you? Okay, does it say, oh, that would be terrible? What would that feel like? How does it talk to you?
Talks to me. Maybe dying isn't the best loop to describe the
Right.
loops.
Right.
It's well, I had this girlfriend once
Right.
who left me for my best friend, and
Okay,
yeah.
that summarizes
well,
it. Yeah.
it's that's not like, well, I could take that. It's like they fell in love, and
That's what
yeah,
happened.
okay, I cannot do anything about that. That's like fine. They found each other, and I'm happy for them. But she was so afraid of her reputation to, you know, oh, she was with this guy and now she's leaving him for his best friend. So she was like spreading all these rumors about me, and that really got my loop going with these rumors.
Right.
How do people see me now when she's like spreading all these rumors about me? And that was just like go. And when I first heard about these rumors, I was like, I don't care. That's not. But then I started thinking about it, and it just adds up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
in the end, it's like all these thoughts that I have thought, just the loop was so big. It was, I couldn't barely take it. Yeah.
So if we think about the rumors started, and they were things about, you know, things you'd done wrong or you were bad in some way, I guess. That was it.
Yeah.
And then your mind came along and added.
Yeah, and
a lot of stuff.
It like things that people probably don't think, but in my head it's all reality, and that's the problem, I think, because I like create my own reality in my head.
And it does feel real.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Okay.
And the rumors weren't actually true either.
Yeah.
So
you sort of know that, but it's not.
Yeah.
That's not the main thing. What
No.
happens is that it allows you, just a little bit allows you to put these big layers.
In my head, it's like, if she says something, who wouldn't believe her?
It's fair enough.
Yeah.
Even though you know it's not true, it's just that there's always a risk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So then it sort of looks like a theme on that one is that you worry about people thinking bad things about you.
Yeah.
Even if you know it's not true, that doesn't matter.
No.
Is that a common theme?
Yeah, it is. And it's kind of, when I say it out loud, it sounds kind of, you know, self-obsessed. Yeah. Okay, but it is a really deep worry that you have about yourself. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Let me just pull the two bits of that. One bit of that worry is worrying that you're bad or not good in some way, or not adequate or not enough. And there's another bit of that you worry that people see that, which are they both very painful? Are you trying to convince yourself and trying to convince other people? Do you know what I mean? Is it both bits?
Yeah, I think so. I'm like, maybe when I meet people that I think have heard about these rumors, I'm like overcompensating to, you know, be this.
Prove.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So so if you do this in your head on your own, it does sort of suggest that you're also trying to prove something to yourself.
Yeah. I know that I haven't done these things that she supposedly say that I have done.
Yeah, and that you probably never would.
No, exactly. But, you know,
that's not what counts. inside your head. What really counts inside your head is the...
Yeah, and it's... I'm just like, if I have heard someone say something about another person, who am I to not believe her? And, you know, so that's the main loop in my head, that like, who wouldn't believe her?
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a smaller loop about maybe I am bad, and there's a bigger loop about even if I wasn't, people will think I am.
Yeah. Well, I don't believe I am bad, actually.
Deep down,
No. The main thought is what other people believe.
So that's the bigger bit.
Yeah.
The convincing and proving to other people.
Yeah.
They overcompensate and kicks in. That's the bigger bit. It's more of a focus on.
Yeah. Because I know deep down that I wouldn't do these things, and I haven't done these things, so I'm pretty comfortable with myself, but not how others see me.
Okay. So the bit that you know and the bit that you can control, you're comfortable enough with. The bit where potentially other people might see you as bad, that's difficult because that's the bit you can't control.
Yes.
But then, of course, you have to try.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Did you get into loops like that before this thing about the girlfriend? Were you always quite sensitive to what people
I've
think?
always been kind of thinking, you know. I've been thinking about these things pretty much the last 2 months, probably. Like looking back in my childhood and I remember the first memory I have when I got these anxiety loops kind of thing was I heard my dad, he recorded a album and he said to the producer that the drums sound so bad, I want to kill myself. And for me, when I was like 7 or 6, I actually thought he would kill himself. So that made me stay up all night just watching him, not killing himself. So, that's the first memory I have of anxiety.
That's sort of real worry, scary.
And that is the same kind of loop that has just evolved through the years, I think.
Okay. So it's gone from a sort of protective loop to a sort of judgmental. Yeah. Because you weren't judging your dad, you just didn't want to lose him.
No.
You were just frightened.
Yeah.
Okay. When it was a sort of kid's protective loop, I guess you were just scared. Would you say that wee kid was scared?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what I am now as well. Yeah.
Okay. So even though the loop has become less about life and death and less about someone else and protection, now it's become more about worry about other people's judgments, about you being bad, but it's equally scary, if not more scary.
I've never seen it like that, but it is scary. I think that's the foundation of it.
Yeah. So I just think it's sort of useful because if you talk about something as anxious, everybody's anxiety these days. Do you know what I mean? We use those words, but I think what you really mean is like, I'm absolutely terrified out of my mind.
Yeah, I am. Actually,
it's much more. If you were to try to explain to me how bad it is, you'd just say, I am scared out of my wits.
Yeah.
When I'm in the loop, are you also scared of the loops? Do you wait for the loops? Like I'm thinking about if you sat watching, waiting for your dad, making sure he's okay, is that sort of what you do? Do you, or do you just go when the loop is off? It's like, oh, thank God.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure. I'm not scared of the loops. I've been living with the loops for so long. It's like a part of me. I think I'm like.
You're used to them.
Yeah, I'm used to them, and it's like. Not really. It's not like when I'm feeling good. I'm like, I'm not thinking about, oh shit, when is the
Okay.
next loop coming?
So you're not waiting and
no,
watching. You're
no.
just enjoying the freedom.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. But when the loop kicks in,
Yeah,
that's when the fear is in.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. So you go from live between free and terrified.
Yeah,
Switching.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, that must make you feel very unstable.
Yeah,
If you know
it
what I
does.
mean.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and give you something to worry about. Okay. So when you look back at how long, so you've not really lived much of a life outside the loops, without the loops. You really.
No. Sorry, can you say?
So you've had this loop all your life, really.
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
This in and out, in and out.
For as long as I can remember, really, I have had these like loops in my head, probably.
Okay. When did they go from a very real, very reality-based thing, like I need to keep an eye on my dad in case he does something? I guess it was just sort of slow, or do you think of particular points at which it went from kid watches dad to be sure to, you know, kid worries about people thinking he's bad, or did it just change across time, or can you think, like the girlfriend is a really good example of probably when it really...
Yeah, I think that was like the main thing that kind of made it.
That particular loop.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so there's always been this loop, but it really ramped up to people are going to believe I'm bad.
Yeah.
And that what she did there was really the start of that one.
Yeah, I think so. That was in my late teens, I think.
Okay.
Like probably 18 or something. Yeah.
Okay. And the loops before that, did they go from loops about your dad to just loops about pretty much anything?
Yeah, it was pretty much anything, and all the loops in my head is like, they have been like, I'm thinking that every loop, I think, not every loop, but most of the loops is like, this is gonna ruin my life. all the thoughts I have in my head. Also, if this continues, or if this loop that I have and the thoughts I have, they are gonna ruin my life. So yeah.
So let me just make sure I understand that.
Yeah.
Is it the detail inside the loop that you worry will ruin your life, or do you have the sense that living with loops is going to ruin my life?
No, it's the thing in the loop. Yeah.
Okay. That does suggest that the loop is quite believable, even though, but if he doesn't believable, the loop has a real hold.
Yeah, it does. It does. And a lot of the times I think the first thing that comes to my head isn't that bad, but my thoughts just make it worse and make it worse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be a big deal. It doesn't have to be particularly nasty.
No.
It just has to have that feel of people could legitimately think, maybe he's not such a nice guy. And then your mind does this really nasty layering.
Yeah.
Draws you into it. And then
Yeah.
as it gets louder, you get more and more frightened. And by the time you get to the top of the loop, you're just like, I mean, who could do this? Who could
Exactly.
Who could live like this?
Yeah.
Do you, when you're at the top of the loop, do you start to believe that deep down you're bad or broken or in some way? What is it?
Yeah,
you really,
sometimes. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
When the loop's really getting on you.
Yeah.
And you're really believing.
And then you think you're the only one in the world who has these problems, and you're the only one. And so yeah.
So do you start to think, I really am crazy. I really am broken. I don't think you think you're bad, but you must think you're broken or weird or something. If you know what I mean.
I do. Yeah.
I start to think, nobody could have to live like this. There must be something weird about me.
Yeah. Not that the loops in particular are crazy. It's just the things that are in the loop.
Inside the loop.
Yeah.
And the fact that you believe them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You can get so drawn in whenever. Okay, so let me just think about the loops. Are the loops a series of thoughts and feelings?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't mean are they only that, because I guess when they're on you, they're just like suffocating you.
Yeah.
And they feel heavy.
Yeah.
But that's what they're made up of. Are they made up of a really heavy set of judgmental, scary, pointed sort of thoughts, and then like feelings? Like, where do the feelings sort of come up?
Like where in my body?
Yeah.
Probably from my stomach.
You start to get the familiar.
Yeah.
Knot tighten. Sort
Yeah.
of. Okay.
And then it's like I'm kind of freezes.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa,
Here we go.
This is bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when that sort of tightening, freezing happens, you're pretty much going to get caught in.
Yeah, I am.
And you can't help it.
And now, when I've been getting older, I can like feel in my whole body that, oh, this is start of a loop, and then it's just downhill from there. Yeah.
Okay. So is it the case that when the loop starts to get a hold, when this certain feeling in your stomach starts, and a certain pattern of thinking, a worrying about what people think, about it being bad about you, you pretty much are already drowning?
Yeah.
It's not like you can jump out of the river.
No.
Genuinely,
it's impossible.
You can't. You've
it's
tried.
Possible. Yeah.
You must have really tried.
Yeah.
Okay. What sort of things have you tried to just sort of scramble back up on the shore?
Well, one thing that kind of works is like getting into a project or like distract my own head with something.
Just getting absorbed in something.
Yeah. And just not think about anything else but the thing that I'm doing.
Yeah.
So when I'm alone or just, not doing anything, or if it's not that much to do at work or something, the head kicks in and just starts thinking and getting into loops.
Mm-hmm. But otherwise, if you can think of something interesting,
yeah,
it'll.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it will come back when I'm done with the project or.
Okay, so even then, that doesn't really work.
No, not really. I haven't found any thing that works 100%, but I can occupy my head for a short time.
Just to give you a bit of a break.
Yeah.
Do you find as you've gotten older, even though you've sort of gotten used to this, have you find that you've gotten more frightened?
Yeah, I have. It has escalated. It was. Yeah, I was more. I don't know how to say it, but I was more scared when I was younger. But now it's more. But then the thoughts weren't that bad. Really.
Yeah.
But now, as I have gotten older, they have gotten more. They have gotten bigger, but
more fearsome.
Yeah, exactly.
And can attack you more.
Yeah.
And you feel more vulnerable.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's what's gotten worse about it. They're not necessarily more frequent, but they feel more dangerous.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And you must think about where this is going to go. When you think about the future, what do you think? How the hell is she going to?
Yeah, I haven't thought about it that much because, as I said, it's like a big part of me. So I'm just I'm gonna have to live with this and, just continue and hopefully it will go away by itself when I'm settled in my life or something, because, yeah.
What if it didn't?
Yeah, I know. But, always been this hope about it might disappear.
Because, Elaine, I guess because there will just be a lot of fear and uncertainty.
Yeah.
Around the possibility that it won't. So just, it's a bit like just using one of those distraction strategies. I'll just put the fear there for now and just hope today.
Yeah.
That's how that's going to go. Have you ever gotten to a place inside a loop where you thought, I can't live with this anymore?
Yeah, for sure. But then again, I'm terrified of dying, so it's like, I don't know.
Another loop then?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's just loop after loop after loop after loop. Okay. Wow, that's you must just be such a frightened young man.
I believe, I think I am.
Overwhelmed when I hear you about...
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not secretly thinking, oh my God, you're the sickest person ever.
No, I understand.
I'm genuinely reacting and saying, you know, you must be scared out of your absolute mind.
Yeah.
And living with a sort of false hope that you don't really believe, thinking, God, could I just not have a different life?
Yeah. It gets much worse when I'm hungry as well.
When you're hungry?
Yeah, because then I can't think about anything else. So that's one thing that I have found out about myself, that I need to eat.
Manage things like that.
Yeah.
And I guess when you get stressed or there is anything real that you could be doing wrong, then it must kick in the overdrive, because it knows that there's a little bit that's real, and then up goes all that.
Yeah, for sure.
Up goes all the layers. It looks like it looks like you sort of tried to accommodate, well, I've always had this, I will always have this, but that's not going to be okay. It sort of looks like you tried to tell yourself like little rules, like you just have to learn to live with this, or...
Yeah. Well, I haven't really thought about this being a problem or anything. I'm just like, I have just like I haven't thought about living with it. It's just like a big part of me. So I'm just like, okay, so
you just keep moving.
This is a good day. This is a bad day.
So you just keep going with the flow.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you see that? Can you see that if you stepped up above it a wee bit?
Yeah.
It might look really bad.
Yeah. When you put it like that, it really does.
Because it's been so frequent, because it really is so suffocating, because it's so frightened, because no matter what you do, you can't control it. You've no guarantees of the future, and it's such an easy thing for somebody to get you into a loop.
Yeah.
Doesn't even have to be real.
No, yeah. It could be the smallest thing as well. So
exactly.
Yeah,
So I can totally see why, in a weird way, right? It's going to sound a bit weird, but in a way, not that it's easy, but it's almost easier just to go with the flow in the loop.
Yeah, it is.
Than to sit above the loop.
Yeah, for sure.
Not that it's easy, but it's easier.
Yeah.
Than to sit back. Okay, let me put it this way, right? If you go with the flow in the loop today, right?
Yeah.
The thing that dominates you is just today. If you stand up above the loop, the thing that dominates is today and tomorrow and yesterday and when you were 7, and it's almost like is a bigger challenge. The only challenge when you're living in the loop is that loop.
It's the loop, yeah.
Yeah. Stepping outside the loop, you've got that loop and that loop and that.
Yeah.
You've got all the loops. So I sort of guess that I sort of see that your strategy of just going with the flow was actually the lesser of two evils.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
But that's sort of funny, because usually when we problem solve by trying to step out of the problem.
Yeah.
But you've learned, probably wisely, that the only way you can actually just manage this is just hold on tightly for today. And get through today.
Yeah, just go with the roller coaster and just see where it takes me, and hopefully it will go away. Okay.
It's just that actually makes total sense to me. It's like a roller coaster, like the thing to do in the roller. You know it's going to end. You know, tomorrow it'll be different, but today you just go with the flow. Except that if you always jumped on a roller coaster every day, you'd never fix the problem.
No.
But okay, I'm on it.
Yeah.
That's easier. Okay. What if I said this to you in a weird sort of a way? What if stepping up although it would be more scary,
Yeah.
and you'd have all the loops to potentially deal
Yeah.
with, what if that was a way, a genuine way of dealing with the loops?
Yeah.
But it comes to the price tag.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the price tag is you have to have the loop that you're having,
Yeah.
because you can't not. And worse, at the same time, you have to have a view on top of all the loops. So it would be more painful.
Yeah.
Be like a double loop. It'd be more painful. But what if that offered a way to live a life that's better than the one you've had?
Yeah. Then that would be great.
But you would be absolutely out of your mind frightened.
Yeah. Yeah. I would probably.
Because you'd have that level.
Yeah.
And you'd have that level.
Yeah.
And in a way, maybe that's part of how this has worked. This level has just been enough for you. Stepping up into 2 levels is I just cannot do that. But unfortunately, in not being able to do that, you've cut off the only lifeline to possibly not having the loops, or at least living a life with loops. It's not like the life that you're living at the minute. So what if the solution, if there was a solution, lay in, what if the solution asked you, would you be willing to see this problem a different way, even if it was more frightening?
Yeah.
Would you be willing to do it?
Absolutely. Yeah. For sure.
Because it's already, on the scale of fear, it's already 10 out of 10 anyway.
Yeah.
I guess that's what you're sort of thinking. Okay. What if I added another layer to that and I said, that strategy of just, okay, it's today, here's a loop, hold on tightly. What if, although that strategy does work because it gets you through the loop, right? I'll totally give you that. But what if that's part of what maintains the loops?
Yeah.
And maintains the tight hold the loop has on you. So that would mean, okay, let me put it this way, that might mean that you'd be in a loop and you wouldn't be able to just do something about it. You'd almost like have no control inside the loop. That would be really scary.
Yeah.
What if that's part of the problem and not part of the solution?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's a bit like, it's almost, well, all I'm saying is a bit like this. It's like when the loop is on, the way you talk to yourself about, so what I need today is, I just need to get through this loop and I just need to hold on. It's almost like pretending you can sort of manage the loop.
Yeah.
But it's clearly pretending you can manage.
Yeah.
Because the loop's managing you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Totally, like every breath, every...
Yeah, every thought.
Yeah. So your strategy that you tell yourself, and I understand that, okay, the way to manage this loop is just hold on, whatever, and meanwhile the loop is going, the way to manage Victor is convince Victor that all he needs to do is hold on, and and really that's sort of more like what's going on. So, like I often say to people, it's a weird thing to say, but like when you're in that mode, you sort of think you have the loop, like I can manage the loop today. But in actual fact, what's happening is as you put your hands on, the loop's managing you.
Yeah, it does.
It just convinces you that you're sort of managing it. Because if you were really managing the loops, you'd be managing the loops.
Yeah.
But there's no indication you're managing the loops. Like you're trying really genuinely trying to manage the loops, but there's just no evidence that you're managing the loops. There's more evidence that the loops are managing you.
Yeah. Yeah. I just have a hard time thinking, how am I gonna manage the loop? It's hard because when I'm in the loops, it's like all I can think of.
Absolutely.
So,
And when anybody's really scared, absolutely out of their minds, a totally natural, sensible thing to do is go, okay, if this is today, just put my seatbelt on, buckle up, try to keep my head down, and just manage. It's a totally natural thing to do. It's just that it just doesn't work. It just doesn't. It looks like it actually allows the loop to manage you.
Yeah.
Because it forces you into the loop and doesn't allow you to see this whole loop thing. This is crap. Like,
No, yeah.
This whole situation's a load of all crap. I don't want to manage the loop today.
Yeah.
But you're so frightened when you're in there, aren't you?
Yeah. I am.
You just get the seatbelt on and you get the hand and you just, it's totally instinctive almost.
Yeah.
You can't think of any.
No.
And you're right, you're right in a way, is that at one level you are managing because you get through the days.
Yeah. But it's not a good way, I think, to get through the day by, riding the loop.
Absolutely not. It's also like, at the bigger picture level, who the hell wants to live like that? Like, that's crappy situation that has this sort of stinky, dishonest smell about it, where you're genuinely doing your best to manage the loop, and all the while these shitty loops are just playing you like a game of cards.
Yeah.
And they now have you so frightened and so convinced that you're doing the right thing by just getting through the day and not thinking about the fact that I'm not sure I wanted a life. Like, let me ask you this, right? Imagine the life you would have had if these loops hadn't controlled you like this.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's kind of a dream scenario, probably, yeah. I think that would be amazing, really.
If I asked you to think about this, not saying this is easy, but if you even think about the life you've lived, I mean, you must have lost a lot of freedom.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I have.
A lot of fun, a lot of time, just a lot of nice things got taken because you've got these shitty loops and this unworkable strategy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's sort of a stupid question, but how much pain would show up if you really sat down and thought about the damage, the loops, and the way you've tried your best to manage them? How much that has cost you? What would show up for you if?
Well, it's, I don't know, it's a lot of pain and a lot of, days in my life that has just gone to crappy days. Really.
Waste.
Yeah.
So what would your reaction be to that? Would your reaction be, what do you feel when you think about that? Do you feel sad? Do you feel frustrated? Do you just think, oh, for God's sake, I mean...
Yeah, well, it's kind of a sadness and like feels like a waste in a way.
Like an empty waste.
Yeah. Because, when I said earlier that I'm afraid of dying, and it feels like, well, the only thing you can do with your life is to live your life until you die. And it feels like if you have crappy days, it's not like I haven't lived the life if I have these crappy days. So yeah.
But that looks like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That whole
story
about, well, at least I'm still alive, and at least I, get through the days. So what I'm saying is, but in a way, that's loop talk.
Yeah, yeah, probably.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that brings you down back into, okay, so the only way I've learned to manage the loops is just focus on the loop, not focus on, so just notice what actually even happened there. When I sort of pull you up out of a loop, out of loop thinking and loop talking, and ask you to just look around and think of that wall of sadness about everything that the loop talk and strategy has cost you. You pulled the loop strategy.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, without even...
No, it's, yeah.
So like that's how well the loop plays you.
Yeah.
It starts to loop you in without you even realizing.
No.
But I mean, you know, to be fair, one of the things that's going on there is like your mind protecting you from looking over and thinking, oh my God, it does protect you from the sadness.
Yeah.
But then it takes another moment of your life away from you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's always a cost.
Yeah.
And I can see why you want to focus on this level and not focus on or even experience the sadness back there, because I mean it would suffocate you. Like, I mean, what you have lost would really bury anybody if they were to really think about that. So in a way, I see how the loop thinking has protected you in that way, but then it takes another moment of your life, and then there's even more shit in that wall behind you.
Yeah.
So the question is this then, even though it feels like a realistic strategy, I totally get that, even though it looks like it works on a daily basis, the strategy of just not really focusing on what you lost and the strategy of managing the loop from the inside is actually the way the loop plays a game. And you were just like a lamb to the slaughter. And the reason that seems correct is when I look at your life now, you're a complete lamb to the slaughter. And you have no way out. The loop has you. When the loop rings a bell, Victor's just like, okay.
Yeah.
And so Victor puts on the safety belt, and the loop goes, yeah, Victor, that's right. And Victor goes, yeah, okay, loop, okay, just for today. And he goes, yeah, just for today, it'll be okay tomorrow, just for today. And Victor goes, okay, I'll do my best.
Yeah.
Same story.
Yeah.
Over and over. So where I'm going with this is that it isn't just about the way the loops work. It's about the way the loop sets the game up. And you just do what you're told. And it feels like that's the only thing. And it feels like that's the sensible thing. I get that. And it feels like it's slightly easier because it allows you just focus on one loop at a time and not think about this loop thing is killing me. This loop thing has taken my youth. It has taken my 20s. It has taken my teens. This shit has taken everything. And the minute you start to do that, the loop starts and goes, well, now, Victor, you know what you need to do now? And Victor, oh, yeah, loop. What I need to do is I need to put this here. And it just goes on. And
yeah.
So in a way, the loop has you playing the slightly easier strategy, but the price tag is bigger. And I'm asking you, would you consider the more painful strategy?
Absolutely, yeah.
If it would genuinely give you a life where you might still have loops, but they wouldn't own you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think it's not so much the loops that you mind, it's the fact that they dictate such a cost to your life and your fun and your happiness, and they've taken your freedom.
Yeah, they have.
And in a weird sort of a way, at one level, you sort of hand it to them, don't you?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
You hand it over. And I know you can't help it. I know that too. That's what anybody would do. But that becomes part of the problem. You just wouldn't have been seeing that at the time that you started to learn to hold on to that strategy. Okay, let's just take a natural break there if that be okay.